Hey everyone, so today I took off from the gym. My son's been acting a little crazy the last few nights. He's like turning and twisting on the bed, trying to really get underneath you and cuddle with you. So I haven't had a good sleep last 2 days. Plus I felt like my body really needed the rest from the gym today. So I decided not to go to the gym. However, there are some things I did want to speak about. Especially this one conversation. It always comes up once in a while, but this one conversation, I was going through the comments. I saw this video about drop sets, supersets, regular sets, and people over here bashing drop sets and supersets that they don't work, saying, oh, if you just work out, 1 or 2 sets to muscle failure, you'll get the most benefit and most growth. Honestly, I think that's bullshit. It just depends on your body, right? I'm gonna say that because there's studies that show working your muscle to failure 1 or 2 sets show growth. Working your with high volume, lots of reps and lots of sets during the week and stuff like that shows growth. It shows leaving 2 to 3 reps before failure shows growth. They all show growth in certain aspects. Those studies don't mean too much because I have a master's degree. So I'm not saying that to brag or anything like that. But I've wrote a lot of papers, and you can find a way to have a study or a paper come out the way you want to. That's not the right way to do a paper or study, but hey, it can happen. Other thing, those studies can't really measure effort. All right, you can measure someone's muscles if they failing and stuff like that, but you can't measure someone's effort. And what's the difference between muscular failure and effort? Well, if your brain is having all this pain because your muscle, you're feeling the burn, the lactic acid build up in your muscles, and you want to give up, your brain throws a signal to your muscle saying, oh, I need to stop because I'm going to hurt myself, I'm going to injure myself. However, if you're able to push through that, you can push more effort in it, you'll be able to get more reps. Your brain will allow you, your central nervous system in your brain will allow you to actually continue getting more reps. So you can't measure for effort. So what that means, regular sets, supersets, drop sets, they're all different tools. Supersets, yeah, they build up high fatigue and everything like that, but they're a tool. Let's say I want to superset my bicep and my tricep. That pumps a lot of blood to that area, creating all that nutrition and all that pump you get. That is beneficial. Drop sets, you take the muscular true failure, right? A drop set, you that's when you drop. So let me explain. A superset, you do one exercise and you jump to the next one. So it might be bicep and triceps. So you do some curls and then you should do tricep push downs, or it can be the same muscle superset. You can do some dumbbell bench dumbbell presses with the dumbbells. Once you finish that, you go right into some push-ups or something. That's a superset. Drop set is when you do a weight and then you have the 45s on each side, then you drop it to the 35s. You got to do it really quick, and sometimes it's easier to do it with machines. You just move the pin down. So I've got 100 and I'll move it to like 80. So you drop the weight by 20%, 15, whatever the weight you want, you drop it. So, and the drop set is you usually take the muscle to the failure, then you drop it, you do more, or you can do like 10 reps, drop it, do 10 reps, drop. What's the benefits of the drop set? The drop set, you can take that muscle all the way to failure with your working weight. And then when it doesn't want to move no more, you drop it and you get more reps and more reps. So that's forcing the muscle to actually, yeah, it's causing fatigue, but it actually causing the muscle to get endurance as well, but also hypertrophy. People disagree with that. They say, oh, they got these different camps, Another example I want to use is you got these bodybuilders, right? You got bodybuilders, yeah, they do steroids and stuff like that, but they're genetically gifted, most of them, and they do steroids. Okay, but if you grab all the bodybuilders, they all do steroids, they all have genetically gifted genes, right? So they're kind of all on an equal playing field. Yet you have some bodybuilders that say, hey, I worked out till failure, 1 or 2 sets, and I never seen any results. But then I changed to high rep volumes, and I was able to recover better and see some growth. Then you got the other side. You got other people saying, well, I did a lot of reps, and I did a lot of volume, and I did a lot of sets, and I wasn't able to recover, and I would feel fatigue. And once I dropped down to doing low reps and to failure, then I see some growth. Then you got people in between that. So if you got these people who are telling you this way works for them, this way works for them, doesn't mean that regular sets, drop sets, or supersets is the best way. It just means they're tools, and then you got to figure out what works for you, what works for your body. So you might grow and might do better with lower reps and taking it to failure. But that doesn't mean the next person won't grow if they do higher reps and don't take it to failure. It's just what you prefer training and what your body responds for. So all that other commotion, I'm not trying to hear it and this and that. Like I said before, it doesn't account for effort. If you train hard, you're going to get some growth. I mean, I seen people train hard in the gym, and I could tell they training hard. You know, I can't measure the effort, but you could tell they training hard, right? Then I see other people in the gym. They're just on their phone, really not really training that hard. You could tell they're not push any weight. You could tell by the way the weights are moving. They're just like, same thing every week with same weights and everything. And you see the other guy, you train hard. My point is, you train hard, you're going to see some growth. So I don't care what you want to do, regular set, drop sets, supersets, do what you want to do, train how you want to train, and be safe while you do it. There's a second thing I want to talk about. Lately, I've been, this week, my daughter graduated, and I went to the buffet. I've been eating out, so I ate her like 3-4 times out this week alone. And what I noticed is I'm starting to crave. I'm starting to have some cravings. I want cheeseburger, I want a cheesesteak. So why do I mention this? I might have to dial myself back and really start eating whole foods. So when you eat whole foods, it's different when you eat processed foods. These processed foods make you crave, and it's almost like a drug. They design them this way. You start craving them, and you really want more and more and more. So when you're in a 2,000 calorie diet, or 2,000, 2,500 calorie, whatever the calories are, on whole foods and processed foods, the difference is the whole foods, you're actually going to feel more full, especially if you prioritize protein, and you have less cravings. If you eat processed foods, you won't feel as full, and you'll start craving a lot. And the difference is too, the whole foods are easier to digest in your body. You absorb more of them nutrients. All that processed stuff is hard on your digestive system, and you won't even absorb the nutrients, and it makes it difficult, cause you to gain fat. So I just wanted to mention that and let people know, like, when you're on a diet, the most important thing is try to avoid processed foods. Avoid them as much as you can. You want something sweet, eat a fruit. One of my go-to is yogurt. Well, recently I've been eating yogurt because I react to dairy, so I haven't been eating yogurt. But if you can tolerate yogurt, put some yogurt, put some berries in it. Try to avoid the granola and stuff like that. It has a lot of calories and stuff. It's a whole food, but that has nuts and stuff like that has a lot of calories, like almonds, peanut butter, and all that stuff. They have a lot of calories. But if you want something sweet, you can make something sweet with natural fruits. And the more you avoid those processed foods, the sweeter the fruits start tasting. So, like I mentioned, I'm gonna have to dial it back in because the cravings are getting really strong. Like right now, I just ate ground beef and ground turkey, and white potatoes, and I still feel like eating a cheesesteak. I'm not gonna do it though, because I'm trying to watch my weight this off season. So I'm just gonna have to start eating less processed food. Lastly, there's one more thing I want to talk about. I just mentioned like my daughter graduated. I'm really proud that she graduated and stuff like that. Uh, but I want to let y'all know, like, I'm in recovery. I'm a recovery addict. Uh, I've done everything, bro. I've done smoke, crack, shot, dope, did all that stuff. And I'm embarrassed to say any of that stuff. The reasons I don't really mention it like that is because it's a part of my life. It's not my whole identity. Uh, and it works for some people. Some people probably, go around, saying they're recovering like that. If that works for you, that's fine. For me, it doesn't. It's just a part of me. I want you to get to know me first before I even mention any of that stuff, I'm not embarrassed of it. It's a part of my life, and I overcame it. And thank God that I survived it. I know people who haven't, unfortunately. And it's a tragedy, and it's really hard to overcome. And I mentioned that my daughter graduated and stuff like that. What helped me to get over my addiction, I tried it for my kids. I tried it for everyone else. I really did. And I kept going back to it. And this might sound selfish, but it'll make some sense, right? When I went to therapy for the last time, group, not the last time. When I went to group, the last time I went to a program, I was frustrated, saying why I had to be there. I had a job. I tried the job opportunity. So one of them, the group members actually told me, "Hey, how many times you got a job and lost it? Why you don't try something different?" That was the first thing that hit me. Then, what I come to realize is, after doing groups and individual sessions, is my therapist told me, you got to do it for you. Everybody said you got to do it for me. No, I love my kids and all that. I was tired of all the consequences and stuff like that, but I didn't really go into treatment to get myself right. The whole idea I had given up. The reason I wanted the treatment was I didn't want to go to jail. I was trying to figure a way out to control my use still. But God touched me during that first group and during those sessions and stuff like that. And when I come to realize is I had to do it for myself. Why I had to do it for myself? I had to put myself before everything else. Everything else. Oh, even over my kids? Yeah, I had to. Why I had to put myself over everybody else? Because I had to come to realize I had to work on me. I had to get all that stuff in my brain, all those emotions that I wasn't processing, all that hurt, all that resentment, all that anger I had to get that processed and under control and be a better version of me, so when I show up for everybody else, I can be there. So if you're struggling with addiction, you're struggling with something in your life, I just want you to know it's not selfish to work on yourself and to think about yourself. Because if you don't do it for yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. And if you're not right, if just like the analogy when someone's drowning, right, and someone comes to go save them, a lifeguard or something, you have to stay calm because that person drowning is going to try to push you under, trying to get out. And you have to stay calm and really calm yourself down and really focus on your emotion, your reaction to help that other person. So really dig into what you're going through and be there for yourself. Have some compassion for yourself. Have some self-love and self-acceptance. And that will allow you to show up for everybody else. Anyway, that was everything I had to say. I'll see y'all. Talk to y'all. Be safe out there.